So I met Ranier 4th of July. So I remember me and my cousin, we had just moved back from California. That night, we decided to do like a really like chill like barbecue.
Sharlene's cousin invited my friend. My friend asked me to tag along, and that's how I saw her. I thought she was really, really cute. She seemed interesting because when I first saw her, she was actually laying down on the ground flat, and she was using her feet to change the channel of the TV.
And like all I hear is like Rainier talking to like my friend from California, and he's just talking. And I'm like, this guy just talks so much. I was kind of surprised or taken aback because his voice is so low. But it helps, the bass helps, you know?
I like the fact that she was warm, someone that I can approach, so she's very approachable. She had a specific glow that attracted me to her.
But then we finally got to talk on Facebook Messenger, and we're like, oh, let's like hang out, let's do Bubby's. I get off of work and I'm texting, I'm like, oh, I'm heading over to Bubby's, like I'll try to find like a seat and I'll just meet you there. I didn't get any answer.
It was a time during pre-iPhone days, or before I had an iPhone. The map app was not the best, and then the phone died too. So I was kind of driving around university trying to find that place.
A couple minutes pass and I'm like, okay, I hope I'm not getting stood up. I don't know whether or not he texted me or he finally like called me. He's like, oh my gosh, like I'm running late, like I got lost.
So once I parked and saw her, she actually sat right next to the window, and it looked like a movie where she was being stood up. Once I parked the car, I was thinking of what can I say, because really I was just late and lost.
But it was kind of a long date, and even though I don't remember a thing about it, it's just, I think it just solidified like, okay, Bubby's, this is like, it's memorable.
The proposal was pretty funny. So my niece had a first birthday I needed to attend, and I used that opportunity to possibly propose. So I asked my brother if he can help me film this.
So the morning of, I was completely oblivious. Like I'm just getting ready, like for one, like I don't think I packed right.
It was a little nerve-wracking because I had to drive and think about what I was gonna say and how I was gonna do it. And especially when it's an unfamiliar place. I told Sharlene, hey, let's get freshened up before we walk over to the beach. Let me and my brother Ryan go inside and get freshened up.
So we're waiting, or I'm waiting. Basically, I'm waiting on my own while him and his brother are in the bathroom.
The whole time we didn't even use the bathroom. We were just game planning.
So I'm thinking like half hour like waiting outside. I'm like, what is going on? Like, are they okay? And like part of me was like, maybe I should go check up on them. But like I just kind of waited, and then like they finally came out and we're like, okay, let's go walk.
We walked to the beach, but I didn't know the beach, the sand was so long and vast before we actually hit the water or the rock.
And still oblivious, like I'm thinking, okay, brother is in the back, just like recording stuff, because he's apparently like a vlogger. So he's like, oh yeah, I vlog. So I'm like, okay, fine. He's like recording everything. And then Rainier is like in front of me and he's like taking pictures.
For some weird reason, I was walking faster than all of them.
So every time I would try to catch up with him, he's like running away from me. And I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. So I'm just kind of like, okay, I'll do my own thing. So I'm like taking pictures, I'm like recording stuff. So we finally stopped and he's like, okay, like, can I take a picture? Right? And then I feel him like get down on his knee. And I was like, oh my God, it's happening. And I'm like, oh, the first gut reaction was like, oh, okay, like I'm cold. So I'm like already shaking. And I'm like, I don't know how to feel. I don't know how to react. with Rainier, I learned a lot about just taking every day just as it is. With God's graces, it'll happen.
I have definitely changed and grown from when I first met her.
I'm excited to wake up with him every morning and, just know that I have a good man as my husband. So I'm excited for that. And then, with future kids and how we will parent our kids. So we always just kid around and joke around with, expanding our family, but I'm so excited about everything.
I'm super excited to start, I know it's cliche to say, but to start the next chapter in our book, to grow more together, to tackle challenges together, and then also learning more about each other and having more fun and love.
Rainier, we did it. You're my husband, I'm your wife. I know I joke about it all the time, but you will see this forever and ever, so be excited. But Rainier, I love being with you. I love who you are. I love that every morning, for some weird reason, you're always just so positive and you're so ready to take on the day. And I can't wait for that to continue with us. I know that, especially with the wedding, things have been super stressful, and we're learning about how we are gonna be a couple and or we are a couple, and we've just learned how to take on so many challenges within a short amount of time. I just want you to know that wherever the future takes us, you are enough. I want you to know that you are so enough. I feel that sometimes you don't give yourself the credit, and I cry. I'm gonna cry. You don't give yourself the credit that you deserve. So thank you for being you. Thank you for believing in me. Thank you for believing in us, and hopefully you don't fall asleep snoring tonight. But if you do, that's fine, because I love you. I'm in love with you, and I will be in love with you for the rest of my life. So I love you so much.
So Sharlene, I am so happy you chose me. I'm so happy you picked me to be the person you spend the rest of your life with. I'm so blessed that the love we shared and the love you showed me has changed me to be a better person. I'm excited to not only share life with you, but I'm more excited when we start a family that you can show that to them. And yeah, I'm so grateful that you came into my life. All that I have now is because of you, and all that I do now is for me and you. And yeah, I hope I can be the man that helps you to become a better woman as well. And I'm never gonna let you down in making sure that we have a great life together.
Rainier, I stand before you today to commit my life and love towards being your wife. We weren't high school sweethearts, nor did we have the fairy tale beginning. I thought that the fairy tale romance was something to strive for, but I was proven so wrong. Ranier, you have been my best friend for 9 years.
Sharlene, I choose you, and I'll choose you over and over. Without pause, without doubt, without hesitation.
You have been my adventure, my constant. You have been love to me. So today, Ranier, I stand before you to promise my love is without conditions. The kind of love that lasts after a tough argument. The kind of love that resonates even during our most lazy days of watching Tiger Belly and cooking steak.
So I vow to take care of you always, till my dying day. Even though I am terrible with directions, and I am unsure of what the future holds, I am certain my love for you will provide guidance. Through all success and through all failures, let this ring be a symbol that you will always have my heart and will never fail us as your husband.
Together, we can continue to write the story of us. Mahal kita, Ranier. I love you and all of you.
And so, by the authority invested in me by the state of Hawaii and the power imparted to me as an ordained minister at Central Union Church, I now pronounce you husband and wife. Ranier, you may kiss the bride.